did so on behalf of a Ukrainian businessman who wanted to contribute to Trump's inauguration. Share this article. Share 11 shares the charges he pleaded guilty to are failing to register his work as a foreign agent while doing work in Washington for a Ukrainian political party. Prosecutors said Patton worked with two foreigners to line up the contribution, the Washington Post reported. The person identified as Foreigner B then went to the inauguration with Patton, who admits he lied to the Senate Intelligence Committee. Patton has been listed as an associate of Konstantin Kilimnik, who oversaw Manafort's office in Ukraine, and has been identified by prosecutors as linked to Russian intelligence. His plea came in the courtroom of Judge Amy Berman Jackson in U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia, who is overseeing Manafort's trial on money laundering and other charges in the district. Sentencing guidelines don't have a section for violations of the Foreign Agents Registration Act. Prosecutions of the offense are rare, but in recent years the Justice Department's National Security Division has taken a tougher stance on enforcement of the law. Patton's plea agreement requires him to cooperate with the government. He was released on his own recognizance Friday without a sentencing date.